Now, former Tshwane City Mayor Murunwa Makwarela's matter has been postponed to the 17th of May, appearing briefly at the Specialised Commercial Crimes Court in Pretoria, facing 2 counts of fraud. To remind you, Makwarela is accused of submitting a forged insolvency clearance certificate in a bid to save his job. Well, that didn't go very well, did it? He's out on 10,000 Rand bail. Heidi Giokos, good morning. You're following that story for us. So where are we on this now? Good morning.
Morning, Gareth. Yes, so we were expecting to have an appearance here by the former Tshwane Mayor, Murunwa Makwarela. He did appear before the Pretoria Specialised Commercial Crimes Court, a very brief appearance. And the reason for this is because his legal team has asked for a postponement to the 17th of May. The reason for the request for the postponement, which was, of course, granted by the magistrates, is because Murunwa Makwarela's legal team has asked for more time to consult with their clients. It appears as though they've been struggling to get a hold of him and to make time to consult with Murunwa Makwarela. He was also given a stern warning by the magistrate to say that he actually needs to put more effort in answering his phone and engaging with his legal team, as this is a very serious matter. The state prosecutor also just reminding everybody in court today that this is an important matter, and Murunwa Makwarela must take this very seriously. We do know that Makwarela has, of course, given an intention to plead not guilty to 2 charges of fraud and the last one of a fraud document. He's basically saying he's not guilty of this. We do know that all basically blew up in his face a couple of months ago when he was appointed as mayor of the city of Tshwane. He had all these grand plans to turn the city around after there was serious instability here in the city of Tshwane, and just a couple of weeks later it all came out that he falsified an insolvency document clearing him from being insolvent, because of course all of this matters when you are appointed as a councillor and most importantly as a mayor of the city of Tshwane, a very important city in this province. So we'll have to wait and see what comes out on the 17th of May. Initially there was a postponement to disclose the docket. That has been done, but as I mentioned, his legal team asking for more time to consult with Makwarela as they have been struggling to engage with him. His bail has of course been extended, and we do know he was granted bail, the last court appearance of 10,000 Rand.
Yeah, and I suppose the question here, if we move away from the financial side and this document that was incorrect and fraudulent and submitted regarding his insolvency, is the political play on this as well, Heidi, isn't it? Where everything right now in the build-up to the elections next year is going to focus on these coalitions, and I suppose it's now going to become a question of how do we trust the person that has been voted in. Voted in, yes, by a coalition, but now, of course, South Africans, as we are suspicious of everything. We're going to start questioning any change in government because of something like this, aren't we?
Yes, certainly, and I think you raised an important point. It's literally political musical chairs at play here in the city of Tshwane as well as in the city of Johannesburg. There needs to, of course, be stability from the very top in order to see that stability on the ground and to see service delivery. You have residents in complete distress at the moment because of the constant changes. If we look what's happening in the city of Johannesburg at the moment, and the city of Tshwane is no exception to that instability. Of course, there is a tug of war at play here because of the 2024 general elections just around the corner, and that obviously has a big role to play as to who is appointed, who gets the most power. But at the end of the day, it's about ensuring that citizens get what they pay for, and that is service delivery. A lot of the time we see our roads in the worst states, electricity, water, basic services, healthcare not being adequately looked after because of this constant play at the top level. Yesterday when I was engaging with our colleague Bradan, he was speaking about how the fish normally rots from its head and from the top. And that's often what we are seeing when you have so much instability and uncertainty on a top level. What should residents and citizens be feeling and understanding as to what exactly is going to happen? But also, just to end off, Gareth, I think it's important to understand what the city of Tshwane is going to do moving forward. Are they going to be laying any charges against Murunwa Makwarela, and did he leave any mess once he was removed as the mayor because of the charges that he is facing?
Yeah, it's the question being asked now with these change of mayorships all the time. How much damage is really being done in such a short space of time? I suppose the other side of the coin is how much good is being done in the short amount of time that these mayors are there before they're removed so swiftly as well. It's a big issue, and we'll follow up again with Heidi Giokos on this. I'm sure expect a full report as well. So 17 May is where that story moves to next. We'll be following that for you here on eNCA throughout the day, of course.